Hello guys, this is Sandra here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. It's lovely to have you here and I hope you're gonna enjoy your time. I thought that today I'm gonna talk about this whole trend that's going around on YouTube where you have this fantasy budget of $1,000 and you can spend it on whatever you want in Sephora. Now, I live in the UK, we don't have a Sephora. So I just basically went on all the beauty websites that I usually shop on and love and just looked around in general. And also $1,000 is actually not that much in pounds. It's around 790 pounds. So I went with a generous 800 and I still overstepped it just a little bit. But we're going to talk about that later. So I actually only have 9 items in my fantasy basket, if you will. And basically the way I went about this is that if someone would just give me this amount of money and said I had to spend it on beauty, I would probably spend quite a bit on makeup, quite a bit on skincare, and also I have some miscellaneous stuff that are still in the beauty, realm, but are not in either of those categories. So if you just want to watch one or the other, I will have timestamps, so you can just watch whichever part you want. But is there anything else I have to tell you? No, I think that's basically it. So I have my laptop with me just so it's easier for me to track what I talked about before and what I haven't. And let's jump into it. So as I said, I only have 9 items in this basket, and basically I thought that with this magic budget that we have, magic budget sounds slightly fishy, not gonna lie. But with this budget, if someone would just throw this money at me, I would probably spend it on things that I would not necessarily shell out on, or things that I wanted for a long time, but I just haven't picked up yet. So with that in mind, most of these products will be, well, all of these products will be quite high-end, not gonna lie. And the first thing in front of me is the Anastasia Luminous Foundation. It retails at £43, which if you ask me, for a bottle of foundation is quite a lot. Now keep in mind that I have foundations from Charlotte Tilbury and Becca and, I don't know, Smashbox, but even those are around the £30 mark, so none of them overstep the £40 mark. So I feel like that's quite a lot of money for a bottle of foundation, and I'm sure that pretty soon I'm gonna cave in and get one of these because I heard really good reviews about it. I love a luminous foundation and I want to branch out and try more brands that I haven't tried before, and Anastasia is definitely one of those. But with that in mind, if someone would give me all this money to get myself beauty stuff, which if you want, please. But this one would definitely be one of those items that I would be purchasing for sure. The next item is still from Anastasia because I only have 1 eyeshadow palette from them that I actually put up a tutorial with. It's a Norvina palette, the original one that's in like the regular format, and I really enjoy that. So with me just trying it for the first time, I'm like, yes, I want to try more things. And the Pro Pigment 4 palette, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Just the packaging, it's slick, it's powder pink, and I love my pinks. So that already sucks me in. And looking at the color selection as well, there's loads of pinky, purpley kind of colors that's totally my vibe. But it also has a bit of yellow and a bit of like a baby blue or like more silvery kind of colors. So it definitely is something that pulls me in. If you've seen any of my other videos on this channel, you will know I'm, not partial, or I am partial. That's the expression. I am partial to a good colourful eyeshadow look. I love those. So I would love to own this palette. But again, it retails for £68. That's quite a lot. So just the 2 items from Anastasia already brings me up to £100, a bit over 100, it's more like 110. So that's already a lot of money. Now the next item, if you've seen my old releases that I still want to buy video, you will know that this one was in there, and it's the Dose of Colors Desi and Katie palette. Now, I don't know why, it's basically a neutral palette with like 2 or 3 pops of color. But those colors are some that I would use all the time. It's mostly warm tones apart from those bluey and tealy colors in there. But I love those colors as well. I mean, I'm wearing a blue eyeliner today. I'm quite far, so I'm not sure how much you can tell. But I love those sort of colors as well, even just as a liner or just blended on the bottom, you know, lash line. They are beautiful. But again, this palette retails for £49, I think. Yes, it retails for £49, and that's the only reason why I haven't picked it up yet. And under that video, someone commented that actually they see it quite a lot on discount, but in the UK, I've never seen that palette going on discount. Now, the day it does, I will be the one who will snatches it up, because I'm so afraid that this will go away before I can get it. But at the same time, £49, that's a lot of money for 12 eyeshadows. So, you know, it just seems a bit extreme. Is it just me? I mean, I have a quote from Charlotte Tilbury, so I don't know. I don't know how that's different, honestly. I don't always make sense, I know. Next up is another foundation, just because I don't know, I feel like I need to try more foundations and branch out a little bit. And this one is actually not as pricey. It's £31 and it's the Urban Decay Naked... Stay Naked? Yes, Stay Naked foundation. And again, I heard loads of good reviews about this, and actually I wanted to buy it once. I was in central London in Selfridges, and Selfridges is this huge department store. You know, you have fashion, you have beauty, and I remember I was walking around, I was swatching them, and yes, I can match myself, but I always appreciate when the people who work there actually ask me if I need help, because I'm not gonna take my own foundation off and put it on in the middle of Selfridges. Like, I didn't even have anything to take it off with. So why I can match myself pretty well, I would, you know, appreciate a bit of help. That's why you're there. And basically there was 3 or 4 girls, and 2 of them were just chatting to each other. They even looked at me, but said nothing. They see me walking around, they see me swatching, they didn't even say hello. So that was a point where I'm like, you know what? If I want to spend my money, I'm gonna spend it somewhere else. Or if I spend it on Urban Decay because I still love the brand, I'm gonna spend it on another counter, because if you can't even be bothered to say hello when you have no clients around and you're talking to just each other, then why should I spend my money with you and then you might even get commission on top of it? Like, no thank you. So I don't know, that just really made my blood boil. I mean, I hate it when people like are always constantly on my tail and don't give me breathing room either, but when I've been around the counter for 10 minutes, then at least just acknowledge me, you know? I still want this foundation though. And the last in the makeup group is actually a brush set, and it's from Sigma, and it's the collection with Jordan Liberty. And I remember when it came out, I was so excited, but I didn't realize that it will only come out in a collection and you're not gonna be able to buy the brushes separately. And I don't necessarily want the complexion brushes, but I want the rest. So how many brushes are in there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So there are 14 brushes, and it comes in the usual like little Sigma pouch that you can travel with if you want to. It's white, it's beautiful, and I think it's a new technology for Sigma as well, where the bristles themselves are slightly different. And they are waterproof, which in my mind will only mean that they are a lot more durable when you wash them, because sometimes why a brush falls apart is because the soap gets to the bristles and then it just dissolves after a while. I don't know. But it's a slightly different technology for Sigma as well. But also, Jordan is someone whose work I've been following for a while now. Now, I'm not watching every single one of his videos, or, you know, I'm not the first one to comment if I see his post on Instagram, but I love his work. And he's been in the makeup industry for a long time. He knows what he's talking about when he's talking about his tools or about his makeup application. And I love Sigma brushes to start with. But this collection is so expensive. Hold on. In pounds, it would be £196 and 70 pennies. 196. I will give you a bit of time to ponder over that. So it's just over $200, I think. So it's a lot of money. And yes, Sigma is a company who is really well known for their amazing quality brushes. I have quite a few of them myself, and they are really, really good. but that's expensive for a brush set. And I wanted a few from this collection, as I mentioned, but I thought that I can get them separately. But no, you can only get them as a set. So it's a lot of money. If I wanted to treat myself, this would be a brush that I would go for. It's beautiful as well. They all have just... I can't even talk. That's how worked up I get over this. It's a really gorgeous brush set. And I know it's going to be amazing quality, but you know, when you have to cough up £200, that's a lot. So that covers the makeup portion though of what I would spend this amazing fantasy money on. I don't know who would be that generous to give it to me, but that's what I would spend it on. And just the makeup portion comes up to a lot of money. Did I count it? I must have. Hold on. So just on the makeup portion, I would spend £387.70. So that's already a big chunk of the 800, and it's a lot, but you know, I love my makeup. But I was good. I did not put all of it on makeup, and actually I spent this 800 a lot quicker than I thought I'm gonna, but it's mainly because of the type of products that I put in there. And when it comes to skincare, that was actually one thing I would try, is the Clean Break with the Littles by Drunk Elephant. So it's a little set where there's, I think they're best sellers, but it's still £76. You get 2, 4, 6, 8 minis of most of their products. So while it's expensive for what it is, if I would get free money, this would be something I would spend on, so I know if it's actually worth it to spend my own money on. If it makes sense, because Drunk Elephant is a super pricey brand. So while this little package of goodies is still super expensive, I feel like it's a good way to sample, and then I will know what to spend my money on, if any of it is worth it in my opinion, or if I see some radical change to my skin. I don't know. But that's the only skincare that actually survived, and I will give you a few honorary mentions at the end of what didn't make the cut. But now let's move on to the 3 miscellaneous stuff that I have left at the end. So again, let's start with one that was already in my old releases that I still want to try video, and it's the Foreo Luna, especially in the sunflower shade, and it's the Luna Play. So it's not the one that's like £110. This one is $39, so it's still quite a bit pricey. And I guess I could have put it as skincare as well, but to me it's not the traditional skincare, it's more like a gadget, if you will. So that's why I put it in the miscellaneous category. And I really want to see if it will make a change to my skin, and I think this is the one that maybe around Black Friday or Christmas I'm going to pick up for myself, because I've been lusting over this for such a long time. And, you know, it's nice to treat my skin. But, again, if I would get all that money, I swear, every time I say if I would get that money, just take a shot if you want a fun game, and if you're at drinking age, keep that in mind. But yes, this is something that I would happily spend on. And another one that I guess is a skincare gadget type of thing is the Nurse Jamie facial roller thing. Now, this one is one that I definitely seen on like Tati's channel, and she's been talking about it for years. Is it a gimmick? Maybe. I want a rose quartz like roller as well, but for some reason this intrigues me a little bit more, and I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. And I think it comes in 2 colors from what I've seen. There's the like original purple one, or well, that's the one I've seen around, and I think there's like a goldy one. But I would just go with the purple one because I don't know. I like the bright color. But this one is super pricey. I did not realize it until now. Sorry, I keep looking down there because that's where I have my little notes with like all the numbers. This one is £66 for a roller that almost looks like a toy. Like a pleasuring toy. I don't know. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a stick with bumps on it, because essentially that's what it is. But I still want it. If I would have the money, I would still spend it on this. I don't feel like I want to spend my hard-earned money on it, so that's why it's in this video. And the last thing that I'm sure I will buy again sooner or later, even though it's ridiculously pricey, is from Philips, and it's the, what is it called? Philips Lumia. That's a hair removing tool, and it's a laser tool but for at home. So on my armpits, I'm not sure why I'm pointing at it, we all know where the armpits are. But I had laser hair removal at a beauty clinic. I used to work at one, so I had a discounted price, which was great. And I didn't actually finish the treatment, but it made such a change to how the hair grows, how fast it grows, how thick it looks, and just general. It made such a huge change. And if you look at me, I have quite dark hair. I have a lot of it. I have, you know, it's thick. So I'm not one of those fortunate people who have like 2 blonde hairs on their leg and that's it. So I'm not one of those fortunate people. And I heard so many good reviews about this, and there are 2. There's one that's even more expensive than the one I chose. I chose the one that's £250, which is still a lot of money. But it has great reviews out there, and it's especially for people like me who have really fair skin but quite dark hair. That's me. Is it too much info to put on the internet? I don't know, but we all have body hair, so let's just roll with it. And again, that is something I would not even think about. I would just put it in my basket and go, because I feel like it would make so much difference of like my body. I don't know, it sounds really dramatic, but you know, it's just, I'm someone who over her lifetime spent a lot on razors, spent a lot on waxing, and then spent a lot of waxing at salons, not just at home, or like, you know, dyeing kits for like the peach fuzz, which now I'm just waxing. Again, too much info. I don't know, but you know, you get what I mean. So I feel like this one, if it slows down my hair growth, I mean, I'm not expecting it to do the same thing as the results that I got at a beauty salon, because again, it's not the same frequency, it's probably not just as strong, but if I have to spend a bit more time on it but still get really similar results, which a lot of people say they do, then I don't see why I would not want to do that and make my life easier every single summer, or just throughout the year anyway. But ladies, let's be honest, we're all a lot more concerned about this when the summertime comes around, so again, I would not even think about it twice and get that. But that's the last item. So those 9 items altogether come up to £818.70, which is a lot of money for 9 items. But again, I was in the mindset that if someone would give me all this money to spend on beauty-related things, these are the ones that would make the cut. Now, there are a few other things that I thought of getting. 7 other items. There are 3 eyeshadow palettes in there. One of them is the Tribe palette from Juvia's Place. Again, it was in that video I mentioned a lot, for its old releases that I still want. And then there are 2 newer palettes. One of them is the Natasha Denona Mini Retro palette. I don't know why. I just love the color scheme of the pinks and those greeny, grey, khaki kind of colors and the gold. I just love how it looks. And then the last eyeshadow palette is the Melt... Oh my god, what is this called? I don't know. I will put it on the screen so you will know anyway. Because it's this beautiful, mauvey, purpley, pinky kind of color scheme. And again, really up my street. But with everything else on the list, these just did not fully make the cut. Then when it comes to the rest of the 4 products, they are all skincare. One of them is the Sunday Riley Blue Moon Cleanser. Now, I don't know why. I love me some bougie, like, cream balm cleanser. I love my Elemis one. It's so good. So, you know, the Sunday Riley one would just be quite nice to see in comparison to what it can do. And one day I might actually purchase it. Another one is a shower gel. Really random, and I owned it before. It's the Nails Yard Citrus Shower Gel. Now, it's not ridiculously expensive. I think it's 16, 17. Trying to look at my list. £14. So it's not ridiculously expensive. I had it before, but you know, for a shower gel, it's still quite up there. But oh my god, I never smelled anything quite like it when it comes to citrus scents. But that's the only bottle that they don't do in a big size. Some of their shower gels come in a bigger size. I don't know why this one doesn't, but oh my god. If you're around a Nails Yard, give it a scent. It just smells like fresh lemon. And most of the citrusy scents are quite artificial when it comes to a shower gel. Not this one. This one is great. Another one I tried before, but I would repurchase it. The Elemis Peptide 4000 Flower Mask. It's one of the best hydrating masks on the market, but it's closing on £40. I think it's like £37. So you know, it's quite pricey. But I'm gonna repurchase that because it's so good. Like, it feels like your skin after you wash it off. It's not tight, it just feels like a baby's skin. It's soft, it feels nourished and hydrated. I never felt anything like that mask. So that one is definitely a repurchase, whether I get money from someone or not. And that's why I took it off of this list. And the last one is a toner, which is one of the cheapest items I think on this list. It's around 20 quid. And it's the COSRX AHA BHA Clarifying Treatment Toner. And I heard Christina Chang talk about it a lot. Her channel will be linked below. I think this is a toner that she uses all the time. And her skin is drier than mine, but I feel like because her skin is dry, but she can still use this, it will be something that's not going to strip my skin too much. Because lately I learned that apparently a toner is supposed to be hydrating, but this still says clarifying, so I would love to give it a try. But again, at the end of the day, when I looked at my budget, it was just not bougie enough to make the cut, because I thought, no, think rationally. If someone gives you all that money, are you gonna go with it at the drugstore? I wouldn't. I don't know about you, but I will spend my money in the drugstore either way. If someone gives me all this extra money, I'm gonna spend it on pricier items. But that's it. These are just a few bits that I still wanted to give a little mention at the end. But let me know, if you were to get all this money, what would you spend it on? Now, I'm trying to get better with my spendings, even though I added way too many things to my basket, and I think it's because I'm home, I'm furloughed, and I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored in the house, and I'm in the house, bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house. Too much TikTok. Too much TikTok. But anyway, moving on. So that's all the products that I wanted to mention. At the end, again, I would spend £818 on 9 pieces. I could not really narrow it down more than that, but if I have to spend £18 of my own money, I would. And obviously it doesn't include shipping or anything, but I can get, I think, all of these in a store physically. Well, when there's no pandemic going around, although London is slowly getting back to normal. But that's what I would spend my imaginary $1,000 or £800 on. So let me know what you think. But for now, I'm gonna go. Also, I cannot remember who started this tag, but I will figure it out and put their channel below as well, because, you know, you need to give credit where credit is due. But for now, I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoyed this video and me talking about spending money I don't have. But for now, I'm gonna go. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel before you go. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and I have the occasional Saturday videos as well, and they are all beauty related, especially makeup, since that is my thing. But for now, I'm gonna go. I hope to see you in my next video, and bye bye, have a good day.